Danielle Clark, and I'm going to talk to you about next generation robotics. Isaac Asimov first coined the term robotics in 1941 in his science fiction short story called Liar, about a robot who's in conflict with the 3 laws of robotics. Asimov felt that the 3 laws of robotics was inherent in the design of every tool we use. First, the tool cannot be unsafe to use. Second, the tool must not harm the user. And finally, while the tool is being used, it must stay intact unless its destruction is required for its use or for safety. So, what does the future of robotics look like? Well, currently we have robots in almost every industry you can think of. We've got drones in the military, we've got commercial robots in warehouses, we've got medical robots checking patients in, and agricultural robots on farms. We've got manufacturing robots in the auto industry, we've got domestic robots cleaning our floors, we've got teaching robots, and we've got the robots of the future, which will be minuscule robots that can administer medications in bloodstreams. So let's look at each one of these industries individually and see what we're looking at for the future. One example in the military is the soft exoskeleton. The soft exoskeleton runs cables along the legs and helps with walking. Sensors can assess movement and make adjustments to both pace and movement for the wearer. The cables help reduce effort for the wearer as well. We've got unmanned submarines. The Navy has already tested a submersible called DASH. DASH has been tested up to 5,000 meters undersea and can detect enemy submarines from miles away. In an unconventional and yet untested move, Dallas police officers used a robot suicide bomber for stopping a cop killer on the streets of Dallas. Unmanned aerial vehicles are remotely controlled aircraft that pilots can fly from ground stations miles away for surveillance missions. So let's look at commercial robots. There's robots all over the nation being used in stores everywhere. Some of those stores include Best Buy, we've got Amazon, we've got Zara, a clothing store, Lowe's uses robots, Yotel's Motel has a robot butler, and finally Adidas uses a robot to make sneakers. So what do some of these robots look like? This is Best Buy's Chloe. Chloe does not tire and can help track critical sales data over time and speaks multiple languages. Amazon's Kiva does all the running in the warehouse. Amazon's Kiva gets the product and brings the orders back to the front and then recharges itself at the end of the day. Zara is using the Petite Locust robot. The Petite Locust robot is said to increase productivity by 800%. Then we've got Lowe's Oshbot. The Oshbot uses facial recognition to determine that you're a human being and then bring you to the product that you're looking for. This is Yotel Motel's butler. The butler can not only deliver your laundry, it can carry your bags, clean your room, and make coffee for you. Finally, Adidas has a robot that can produce over 500 sneakers a day. Wow. Okay, so now we get to the medical field. The Xenix is being used at the Westchester Medical Center, which is a disinfecting robot. The Westchester Medical Center has cited that it has reduced hospital-acquired infections by 70%. There's receptionist robots like Pepper that greet patients and families with a warm and friendly smile, allowing other people behind the counter to do other critical tasks. We've got the Da Vinci surgical system, which uses wrist-type instruments that bend and rotate far greater than the human hand. These robots allow the surgeons 100% control over the robotic system while letting them use these tiny utensils to use far greater precision in their operating. We've got robots for heavy loads like the tug. The tug is designed to take over 900 pounds of medications and lab specimens around the hospital. We've got robots that lift patients like the Reba. It takes patients out of beds and into wheelchairs, as well as rolling them over to prevent bed sores. We've also got swimming millimeter robots, we'll talk about a little bit more. We've got blood drawing robots like the V-Bot that can draw blood in less than 1 minute at 83% accuracy, which is the same accuracy as an experienced phlebotomist. And finally, the stress-reducing robot Pero is a tiny seal that helps reduce stress for both the young and old alike. So that's our medical field. Agricultural robots like the VinBot are being used to monitor sunlight and water in wine vineyards. We've got drones that help farmers with weed control, as well as a company called Fresh Fruit Robotics that uses advanced imaging technology and robot systems to not only pick but harvest fruit. We've got manufacturing robots that have been used in the automotive industry for years, but those robots produce a safety risk. Robots of the future will be assembling consumer electronics and sewing garments. The sweatshops of the past will no longer be anywhere to be found in the world. We've got domestic robots. Domestic robots we've already got out there that are cleaning our floors. I'm sure you've heard of the Roomba. We've got robots that do self-cleaning litter boxes. We have robots that clean our pools. And we have robot lawnmowers already out there helping carry the load for us at home. Finally, the robots of the future are going to be professional service robots, and these are the cool ones. We've got defense, security, and surveillance robots. We have unmanned aerial vehicle robots. We've got robots that are going to do HVAC and pipes inspection. And then we've got entertainment robots. But the coolest robots of the future are going to be our guide and telepresence robots. Instead of sending yourself to a meeting, you're going to be sending off your telepresence robot. Nanorobots is the technology of creating a robot at or close to the microscopic size of a nanometer. These little guys are going to be administering medications to soften up clots in the arteries, as well as targeting those arteries and blasting those clots to get rid of the blockages. So these are the robots of the future. Finally, our last is teaching robots. Our teaching robots are going to be teaching assistants. There's a professor at Georgia Tech already using robots as a teaching assistant. He says that on his online classes, more than 10,000 emails come in with questions from students per semester. He implemented the chatbot, which is his teaching robot, teaching assistant, to answer all that question, take the load off him for an entire semester, let the students know at the end of the semester, and they were amazed. Chatbot not only answered all 10,000 questions, but did it in a quick and timely manner, and students had no idea. There's robots that teach our young kids, and then we've got robots now in classrooms and summer camps all over the country that are teaching not only building robots, but coding robots. Some of my favorites was Brookstones. This guy is so super cool. And then we've got robots that come in pairs for multiple kids in one family. And finally, my favorite is the Minecraft Lego Mindstorm EV3. The Mindstorm EV3 is being used in summer camps and classrooms teaching robotics everywhere. UAA Summer Engineering Camp's been using it every summer for a few years now in their robotics camp. And the Anchorage Museum did a BattleBot camp this summer, which was super cool, and an Arctic battle camp also at the Anchorage Museum. So they're all over Anchorage and Alaska as well. So if it's robots in manufacturing, robots on farms, robots in the classroom, robots are here to stay. Robots are going to be helping people all over the world to gain greater heights, and Isaac Asimov's science fiction of the future is here to stay.